And that, like, I paid them to build the room.
Fuck yeah.
And then
Baller.
yeah,
Love
they
it.
did it on like a cheap.
Yeah,
like,
but still, that's fucking legit.
But yeah,
That's
and then
really
I soundproofed it all, and I built the backgrounds.
Yeah,
I know. I remember your
Yep. So, and I made them so they're movable.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dope.
So I'm just gonna make sure.
Oh, yeah. Let me scoot.
All right. All right. So now I know.
All right.
This is my tiny microphone. This is
It's
why I'm
so
glad
adorable.
We don't have
I'm sorry, I
cameras yet.
can't find mine. I don't know where they are. My mom's looking all
That's all right.
over her house. I'm like, I don't.
We'll figure it out. Or I'm just gonna have to like figure out how to not how. I mean, yeah, how, but I'm gonna have to do like the into a computer thing probably if we're gonna do more than 3 people.
Oh, yeah.
But this is my first one with 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. We
super
should probably
exciting.
make it like a common thing where we just like find a topic that we're pissed off about for the week and just come in and just vent.
I like it. We gotta figure out a name because we'll have to have like Ducking Reality with Holly and Danielle and like
Ducking Reality with why the fuck?
that's a perfect
And
name.
now
Actually.
for a segment called "What the Actual Fuck."
Yeah. There's probably a podcast that's already called What the Fuck.
Probably.
We'll just call it The Fucking Reality.
Yeah.
The dry.
We just put a big
reality.
F over the dry reality.
Like every day when I open my news app and then there's some new.
You gotta stop doing that.
I know how terrible. I can't just stick my head in the sand. No, I just saw that Dr. Oz is going to be in charge of fucking Medicare today.
I'm about to go
Wait,
apply.
is that serious?
That's serious.
I'm gonna be Slugs McKenzie. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna be the ambassador of partying. Like,
Do it.
I'm gonna have so many livers on ice. That's a bad joke at this moment in time.
Oh my
It's fine.
God.
Oh man.
Wait, let's start with first. It's actually the inaugural podcast in the studio.
Is it?
Yes, this is the first
It
one
feels so
for this
fucking
new
special.
studio. You are very special.
There's like 2 TV screens.
I know. Everything's not hooked up yet. The TV's got to get hooked up. The cameras I still have to figure out. But I'm getting there.
If you ever want to do a podcast where I'm just trying to play video games and just talking shit on the side to you guys,
Oh, Wilkie made me do that. I know. Sunday was his birthday. But wait, so I just want to introduce everyone that's here because we're just going to start jumping right in all in.
are we
As we
already
do.
recording?
Yeah, always
Of course
be
we are.
recording.
You.
Always
I
be
had a feeling
recording.
that's what this was. I was like,
Okay.
We can cut all that first stuff
so
out.
what
But
happened was
No, I thought we were just like getting like warmed up.
we
Getting used to
are,
each
but
other.
I always leave it on, and then I'll
loosening
figure
up
out
the
where we
throat,
cut
Holly.
it.
Loosening
Yeah,
up the throat.
her throat's not quite as loose as ours.
No, it's been a few years. It's been a
Actually, I was
minute.
thinking about that. All right, y'all.
You
So
think about
welcome.
me sucking dick?
Well, I was wondering if you. Yeah, I know.
And welcome to the pod.
Welcome to Ducking Reality.
By the way, I'm good at it. I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I wonder. Because, all right, so I started a new dating app thing. All right, first of all, y'all,
Yeah,
welcome
hold
to
on.
Ducking Reality.
Hello, everyone.
Today, yeah, cheers. Today we have on the pod 2 of our former guests. On my right, we have Danielle from Danielle Will Still Choose a Bear.
Yes.
Still holds true. And on my left, we have Holly from Hot Dogs with Holly. You might remember because she already told me to fuck something of me. Fuck my mouth, fuck me, I'm a whore.
Because you fucking put, you know
In
what?
case you were wondering, this is an NSFW podcast.
Mayonnaise on her hot dog.
Don't put mayonnaise on anything. Do you have?
No, wait,
did
sorry.
you not
sorry,
even
no,
listen
no.
when I spoke?
That was not the part. Sorry, you make a soft bun.
No.
There's just so many.
I put
errors.
ketchup on
Listen
my
to
hot
the
dogs.
episode.
Okay, my bad. All right, continue. Also, I've had a couple because I've had a bad day, but.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, I started like a new app, and it's like a more like a poly app. There's like someone was like, "Oh no, you've really good
I
luck
feel
on
like
that."
I know which one this is.
So I was like, "All right."
Why do you. No. Okay, go on.
Go on.
Well, because even though you thought just because you were swiping on people, things were gonna happen for me, that's not those apps.
I'm
Like,
a
Like, keep
magic
your
maker.
options open. There's nothing
Right.
wrong with
Well, like I said before, come out with me.
I will. Well, I have to
2
stop
of my
working so much.
friends married other people because of me.
Right.
That was a bad way to say that.
that was a weird build up to that one.
Her humble
me.
brag got a little.
But I was like, wait, to where?
Okay, no, okay, so I'm going to say it. So my 2 friends, Alex and Nina, I introduced them, they got married. And then my 2 friends, Alex and Laura, I think you guys might know them a little bit.
Oh, I think I have met them.
Maybe?
My
I
friend,
think so.
my friend Kara, like, swears that she introduced them in the back of last weekend, but first of all, that was my house. And that's where I introduced people. They were together for 10 years. They just got married in June.
Oh, nice.
Look at you, Miss Matchmaker.
It's my thing.
I like it.
I'm here for it.
If you guys
But
want
go
to,
on.
well, you don't want to matchmake.
I mean, I'm figuring it out.
You are just...
No, I want to hear the rest of Siobhan's.
Okay.
But then I was thinking about poly people, and then I was thinking about things, and then I thought, did Holly date guys ever?
Yeah, I
So
did.
then I was technically thinking about whether or not you were
I
stuck.
actually...
I was going to say what the train of thought came in.
No, I had a light stalker for a little bit.
Oh.
I was living with some friends over the marketplace on Lincoln and Stanton where McGee's is, or 12 bar.
Yeah.
And I was just like fucked up. I was just fucked up, and I was trying to get some, and obviously I'm not gonna fuck my roommates because they're like brothers to me. And like my friend Joe was like, "Here's my buddy Chris." And I was like, "You ever been in that side room?" And he was like, "Sure have." And I was like, "What about the pool table?" Because we had a pool table.
Mm-hmm.
You walked up the stairs to the pool table, and then you walked through the kitchen to the rest of the house. It was fucking weird. So yeah, gave him a blowy.
Okay.
You know, I was super into it. And I'm like, I know you are.
Obviously. Look at them lips, Holly. Look at them lips.
Then we went into the room, and he was short and sweet. And then after that, I was getting repeated phone calls and text messages.
Oh, you done fucked him up.
Showed up at the bars I worked at. I told my buddy Joey, like, hey, your buddy Chris needs to chill it out.
Yeah.
And then, fun fact, like, I don't know, like a year or two later, and I was like, done with dudes. I'm like with an ex of mine, and I was like, oh, fuck. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, I used to bang that dude. And she's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I used to. Did you not hear that word?
Yeah.
And he just like
past tense.
Like stood there awkwardly at the pool table like his new chick and was just like, And I'm like, yes, I see you. I don't care.
I'm like,
I mean, if you're ever listening to this, Chris, weird guy, you were well endowed. Just learn how to move it.
Oh, that's the worst.
Isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Is it worst if like at least you can feel it?
No, I mean, because you can at least,
Maybe
if you're not well endowed, at least you better be able to eat it.
Well, yeah.
You gotta have something going for you, bro.
Roommates were like outside of the room, like, "Are you okay, Holly?" Because like I'm like the little sister. I'm like,
yeah. Don't
Go
worry,
away, I'm
don't
fine.
worry about the gagging noises. I'm fine.
They're like,
you.
"Do you have any more coals for your hookah? Should we come in?"
No, you should not come in.
That's funny.
I just found that hookah, by the way.
Oh, bringing back memories.
I like a
Silver
hookah.
girl.
Whatever. You make fun of me. This asshole over here.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be
So
talking about liquor? Anyways.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll get there. I mean, we all meet people in bars. That's how. That's actually. I mean, that's how I met the guy I was with the longest. I was a regular at his bar. I was like, my old coworker took me there, and it was down by the Giant Stadium.
Oh God, was it Momo's?
Not Momo's. No, it used to be called Polo Grounds. It's now called the Stick.
You did
Yeah. So Polo Grounds, it was named for the original baseball stadium of the Giants when they were still in New York. See, we're going to tie it all into to history. Look at me. Look at that. See? But yeah, no, this was like 2014. And so I used to take Caltrain, and so one night I just stayed past the midnight train, and then we were together for 5.5 years. No, it didn't happen.
Get your ride home.
Yeah. Oh, I gave him a ride home. Actually, yes, the cab driver got a little bit of a show on the way back.
Like,
See, I just
you
look
can't do that in a
innocent.
lift
This is a
anymore, right?
Christian
No,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine, like, you give a blowjob in the back of a lift and then your star rating goes down?
They're like, actually, nobody picked this hoe up. Or really do.
Yeah.
That's my mother-in-law. I'm not answering. That's my mother-in-law.
Timing.
I knew she was gonna do this. I was
Like, aw.
She was supposed to call me at 5:30, 6:30. I understand there's traffic on the bridge, but you said you're gonna call me from the car. It's fine.
Well, did she wait to call you from the driveway? Like,
I don't know. We would complicate a relationship. It's not because I'm like banging her daughter. Really well.
could be.
Just because
A little bit. I feel like a lot of people have certain relationships with mothers.
my girlfriend is like best friends with my mom.
Yeah, but see, that doesn't always happen.
She's like, we're gonna go watch Alfred Hitchcock's movies, and I'm like, and what am I supposed to do? She's like, I don't know, wait.
What do you want to do with your mom? Thanks, bye.
See you later.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, the person I consider to be more of a mom to me is my best friend's mom. And he and I used to date, like, way back
Oh,
when.
I met him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn
Brett.
it. Brett.
Yes.
He told me I had
Yeah,
good
we were kids,
energy.
though. I was like 18 to 21. So
Oh, wow.
there was just a lot of shit that we went through
Really?
together.
Because I was like a full-grown adult at 18.
Obviously. I mean, with that rack, I would have thought she were too. So.
And the stash.
She's ready to go.
Whatever you want, baby. What that mouth do?
Probably hurt
I
your
just found out
feelings.
about this fucking trend because I don't fuck with TikTok. I've been trying to, especially since the election, I've been trying to like kind of stay off of social media a little bit, which is very hard. When have you seen me post shit since then?
Not post, but you're like, guess what I read?
I will read.
And
some
they're like,
stuff.
bitch, you read? You should stop.
She reads.
Just TikTok and Twitter.
It's bad for your mental health.
Well, and I don't do the TikTok. I'm like,
My mom does. She's 72.
No, it's weird. There's like a gap between like Gen Z and like Gen Xers and boomers who fucking love TikTok. And then a lot of millennials I know are like, no, fuck it. I can't. We've already had all of the social media. I don't want any more. Remember Vine?
Yeah.
Vine was what fucking TikTok is.
I just wanted to ask you, I was going to ask you to correct me or not, what, like, that TikTok was a new Vine. Mm-hmm. I loved Vine.
Yeah.
But it was 10 seconds?
Yeah, it was
I
really
think so.
short.
It was really short, yeah.
I think the most it was like 30 seconds. And now it's like, what, you get 90? I don't know. I don't know.
If you bring Vine back, I'll hop right on it. I will.
Bring MySpace back and teach us how to code again.
I never had a MySpace.
What?
Never had a MySpace. My brothers did. My sister did. No, actually, I don't think my sister did. I never had a MySpace. It was.
Oh, wow.
It was too complicated for me.
I had to sneak and have a MySpace because my parents were so religious. I wasn't allowed, so I had to like make it at my friend's house.
I like you have such
weird.
bad ADD like I do. Like you learn one fucking code and you're like, so why doesn't it work for everything? You're like switching out the URLs. You're just like red background.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran. No, he was wrong.
No, he wasn't. He was not.
He was only a twinkle in hard drives.
Yeah.
Dude, it took me forever to get a Facebook, and I don't even use it anymore, really. And then it took me forever to get an Instagram. And, like, I just learned how to, like, it's not a filter thing, but you can, like...
Oh, you mean it is a filter.
Let me look this up.
She just vogues her.
Who can't see what she just did.
She just went into a voguing.
You can just, like, do this, like...
You can ballroom?
crop
What's
things?
happening? I
I
want to
don't
know.
know.
Stickers?
Not stickers, but you can, like, edit
Are
your...
you talking about Snapchatting?
Which is another one I've never had. I
do
tried
have
it.
Snapchat.
Oh, see, I still
so
really
much
like
porn on
Snapchat. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I feel like it's that and like Reddit. Reddit can find anything or a lot of porn.
Look, you know what I've been drinking? Guys, help me out.
Shocking.
Here. I'm doing it for you.
I know.
Okay.
So
You're drinking for me now?
I drink for you always.
Well,
So,
cheers to that.
I was like having a conversation with my brother like years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, bro, you like this? I saw this weird video on this porn site I'm on, and he's like, you're on a porn site, and I was like, well, how do you look at porn, man? And he's like, Reddit, fool, and I was like, wait, what?
I was just introduced to this concept recently.
Because I wasn't on Reddit, like
Same.
Right.
and then he was like, yeah, just type in whatever you want. So I was like, okay, cool.
You can find anything.
So I typed it in, and it's just a bunch of fucking GIFs.
No. Is it GIFs or GIFs? I think it's GIFs.
I can't watch the same thing for 10 seconds for 30 minutes.
Yeah, and
There's some that are like 30 seconds. So
I want to flip. That's
for some people, that's all it takes. So
You know what? I'm about to get you a sponsor for those of you.
Let's do it.
That would like a good porn site, xnxx.com.
that is a really good one, actually.
We'll take care of all your needs, gay, straight, lesbian, trans.
It's
Your
also,
deepest desires are here for you, for free.
there you go.
All right.
Subscribe now.
Remember when you used to have to pay for porn? That's why I think it's so
Yes.
funny that you still see these infomercials for like the 1-800-PHONE sex. I'm like, who the fuck is still calling that?
Because the dudes that pay for it think that
That's
they're
true.
not going to get traced, even though they're using their
I mean,
mom's
they do.
credit cards.
I mean, that's kind of a silly question, I guess, because people pay for OnlyFans and all
Now.
that stuff. Well, now, hey, you know what? Let them girls and whoever get their
make that
money.
money, yeah.
Get your money because you ain't paying off to Pornhub or
OnlyFans
whoever
first
else.
started, we used to barter for brownies, Rice Krispie treats.
Wait, you were bartering for desserts from your
How do you think I got
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans started? It was a bake sale gone wrong.
I was just
And
talking
now, first of all, they X me out. I get none of that profit. But I'm just telling you, the fudge got a little too hot.
This for my endorphins today.
Yes.
Thank you.
The fudge got a little too hot while someone was filming it, and now
And then you got
Abigail
2 girls,
Rose
1 cup.
is
Hey, you know what Abigail Rose is? Yeah, girl.
She's hot.
She's fine.
Is that a real name?
Obviously.
Well, it's at least her porn name.
Yeah. I'm like, that seems like a very distinct last name for it to
And I
be
have to
a
say,
fake name.
like Angela White, she's in a bunch of stuff.
Oh, I fucking love her.
I love her.
Oh,
And like, you know,
give me
I
those
listened
big ol'
to,
Australian
she was,
titties.
Do you have a pen and a paper?
I'll send you the show
Like
notes.
watch the same person over and over
I'll
again.
send you some. Her, Danny Daniels.
Yeah.
I don't think my brother listens to this podcast, so I won't say this.
We're just giving helpful tips.
Now, every
Just
time
the
Holly and I
tips.
sit down, we're going to have to talk about porn at one point during our podcast. Mom, don't listen.
Dude, my brother's favorite porn
Episode your
star
parents
is...
don't need to listen to.
Well, I don't know if it's his favorite. I don't know if he has one now. He feels like he's dead inside. But,
I have a
like,
t-shirt that says that.
2020, his favorite porn star was Tanya Trump.
Oh, wow.
Oh. I don't know her.
She took on the
So
surname.
she trying to look
right.
like Ivanka? Or does she look like Ivanka?
No, she's bad.
No,
No,
she
but
don't look like that horse face bitch. No.
she I guess she took on the name as a joke. And then like things
Just
got
ran with
serious.
it.
But
Yeah.
I will definitely look her up.
y'all can't see what I'm saying. What my face looks like, but
Okay.
Get it.
She bad.
she bad, and she probably clean too. You know,
Right.
she looks like she showers quite
Oh,
often.
I like
Oh,
it.
that's always good.
Well, Angela White like always looks like she's having fun, and then I was listening and like enjoying it.
She's lying.
Yeah.
And then I was listening. Well, and then she was on a podcast and she was talking about how like
Yeah.
she really is, and she's
She
like,
is,
"Yeah, I'm
yeah.
not like, why would I do it if I'm not enjoying
Well,
it?"
and that's
I was like, now I
yeah.
like her porn even more.
Yeah. No, and I think there's something to be said
That's
for that
fair.
because there's sometimes I've tried to watch, and in particular, like, especially if you're watching like lesbian porn and you can tell that it's just for the male gaze.
Yeah.
And it's, you're not really into this. You're doing it for a paycheck, which by all means we will get your money.
It's not
But
even
I'm
that
not
much.
getting off because you
You
look
look-
like you're
yeah.
faking it with a woman, which I don't want to see that. It's
No.
bad enough you faking it with a dude. At least that's
Yes.
more believable.
If you don't know, anatomy is anatomy. Okay, if you are with a chick and y'all can't get somewhere near there, I'm trying to be nice because
No,
I
that's
know I learned recently that some women just literally cannot orgasm.
I
feel bad for them.
know.
Yeah, I have a friend that's like, you know, she's in her 40s and she was saying something. She's like, yeah, my dude never makes me. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why is he your dude then?
Yeah.
And I was like, but tell me you do by yourself. And she was like, well, I mean, and I was like, then you are not. Like, I feel like we
No,
need to
but-
go have a class. We need to find an expert.
Yeah.
It's a medical condition.
Like, that's
You
a
can-
shitty ass medical
right?
condition.
Well, would you rather have that medical condition or this one that I fucking also know about where this dude just comes every 30 seconds?
Oh man, how do you even function in the world?
Oh, there was a
He
Grey's
was at his
Anatomy episode
wedding.
about some chick that does that.
And they were
God.
filming him at his wedding. He's like, I love you forever. He's like, here's my
Oh my god!
I gotta find that video.
Wow.
I mean, it's probably a
That's-
decade or so old, but
still, you can find it on Reddit.
Reddit will be like, this is the guy's name. He's
Yeah,
been married for
yeah.
X amount of time.
kinda like-
Hey, his wife's not mad about it as long as it stays hard. Okay.
yeah, she's just like, oh, stop. I'm actually,
I'm tired tonight.
Not in my
Leave me
eye
the fuck
again.
alone.
she's like, my hair, Bradley, my hair.
I just got it done. Although
like,
actually,
I paid for it.
no, my friend who was up here from LA last weekend, the first she's laughing because she knows who it is. Because the first time we met. So
Holly
I'm not
just
gonna
almost
name
snarked.
names. I don't know that he did actually listen to my last episod, so I don't know that he'll probably listen to this one. But I'm not gonna name his name. Hey Bill. Whatever. It's a fun time.
We don't know where we are.
I know. It's good.
It's very dark in here.
It's so dark in here.
We're in our own reality.
Hey, nice plug.
Right? Look at that. Smooth. But no, the first time we met and hooked up, I had just gotten my hair done like that week. Like it was freshly braided.
Oh, yeah.
And so I straight up told him, I was like, you can touch anything else. Don't touch my fucking hair. Like, don't, no. I was like, you're not.
That's so
Can't.
fair.
And hey, you know what? He was good about it. He can do it.
respected
Some
you about it.
some guys, and there were not a lot of boundaries, but that was one, and it was respected.
He ended up just punching her repeatedly.
Right in the stomach, nowhere near the hair.
Nowhere near the hair. Punch me with that dick somewhere else. Okay.
In the kneecap.
All right, now wait, watch this. I'm gonna bring it all the way back. Ready?
All the way back.
So I was at the bar, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago now. And this like, it's a kind of a quieter night, but like, it's starting to pick up. And these two beautiful women come in, and I'm pretty sure they're on a date. And it's like probably a mixed chick and a black chick.
Okay.
Did you like breathe heavy?
I did. I was just like, I just was like, hi, just coming every 30 seconds. And like, so they come in, and I'm waiting on someone, and then this older white woman that comes into the bar. You know, the Bentons, mostly white people, and like, she's like, oh, look at your hair, because the black chick has beautiful. And I was like, and I could see it happening, and I'm like, no, and I'm like, no, and I was like, you guys know me, like, I'm like, no, and I'm like, and as I'm handing the woman her beer, I just look at her, I'm like, and I can see the white lady coming over.
Oh God!
And I was like, sorry, I'm gonna beat that part out. So I like yelled her name.
Because now I know exactly who you're talking about.
Like, no, sit down. And like, I look at the girl, and I just hand her, or woman, and I hand her a beer, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, and she looks at me kind of confused, and then she sees the white woman coming at her, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. She has no home training.
And then she's like, oh my God, your hair is so beautiful. And you know, the woman's very gracious at first, and then she's like, can I? And I was like, no. And as she's asking, I'm yelling no from behind the bar.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Like, I'm just like,
That's
no.
a real ally right there.
And then, like,
okay.
and she looks at me and like kind of like taken aback, and the woman is so nice about it, and was like, and she's like, but why not? I'm like, because it's fucking weird.
It's not your head. It's not your hair. Okay.
And like, she looks at me, and I was like,
so confused.
and I didn't even mean to like be that like, but I was just like, I can't believe this is happening in a bar in 2024.
Yeah. You know how many times I wish there were more white people who did that shit?
I agree with you, but can I ask you a serious ass question?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard this, but there's like a taco bar up on Webster. They just call themselves Taco Patrol. and their literal banner is Donald Trump driving a truck with Kim Jong-un and Putin in the back.
I've not seen this.
I have not seen this either.
So I saw it on Peeps or whatever.
Oh my God.
And I was like, just reading the comments, and the tea, whatever. And like, I noticed that hella white people were like, this is not cool. Fuck this. Go fuck yourselves. And then like hella Latin dudes that I know from the town are like, what's wrong with that? It's fine. Yeah. And so now I'm like, okay, well, this is obviously a Mexican-owned restaurant, and Mexicans are supporting it, but hella white people are like, this is not cool.
Right.
So, like, what do you guys think about that? Like,
white supremacy is internalized in a lot of people.
Do you think that they're being, like, too woke?
Well, I think...
Sorry, I got a burp.
It was so cute. That was a really adorable burp. I heard you sneeze like 8 times, which is equivalent to an orgasm, apparently. That was a random...
Not true. That is not true.
I know, it's definitely not true. That's something that a lot of men will say to make themselves feel better.
You didn't sneeze enough.
But like, in all seriousness, though, I really think there is something to be said for that being the case, because there's also, I mean, Latinos aren't a monolith, you know, like Latinx folks. It's the same as like there are white Latinx folks. Like humans don't necessarily consider themselves to be quote unquote Hispanic,
no, I know,
or whatever. So I think too.
But if you're,
I don't know. I can only say so much because I'm not of that community, so I can't speak to it.
But do you think
sense.
it's also that like?
Do you think it's overstepping?
Well, or do you think it's just like people are like, isn't there, like, are they trying to like poke fun at all of that? You know what I mean? Like, is it done in like satire or like,
way?
Yeah, like what else? You know what I mean? Like,
I kind of thought it was satirical.
Oh, then maybe.
Like, because I might think it's a funny joke. You know what I mean? But if someone was serious and was like, woohoo, fucking, like,
if
then I'm like,
look at the comments, you'd be like, at first, like the first like couple comments, you're like, okay, yeah, that's really not cool. But then like, after seeing like Latin responses, who were just like like super cool. It's like I had a friend who was German Irish, whatever. Like we went to school together, we worked together, and I'd be joking around with like some of my friends who are look just like me, and I'd be like, "Oh, fuck you, nigga," and she'd be like, "I don't like it when you say that," and I'm like, "What, fuck you?" And she's like, "I don't like it when you say the N-word." I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "It's really offensive." I'm like, "To who?" And she's like, I just think if we're going to come through as a community, like we should stop using slurs and slang. And I'm like, I can kind of understand.
And this is the German-Irish background, French. Yeah. Got it. Okay.
I have to say, as the token in the room, I don't like that word either, but I don't like it because I have so many friends or grew up with so many black people that didn't like that word. Yeah. So, like, I know that it can make some black people really uncomfortable. So, like, I don't want people using it in my bar. But if like 3 black dudes come in and they're yelling at not yelling, but like they are talking to each other,
then it's not your place.
No. But I'm saying like if they're just chatting with each other and they're using it, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
If they get into a fight and they start yelling it at each other, then I'm gonna step and be like, yo, stop using that word in my bar like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I think tone sometimes has some things to do with it.
There's a thin line between like it being friendly and being derogatory.
Yeah.
Which is also like confusing in this community because it's like, oh, you're gonna call him a dumb nigga and then be like, oh, this is my nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I don't use nigga very often.
Same.
I use it when I'm with Danielle and we're drunk.
It's very, I mean, and honestly, no, it is. I mean, I used to use a lot more when I was younger, and I'm not going to say that I don't sing along to every fucking lyric in a Kendrick Lamar song or Tupac or whoever.
My father hated that word.
Oh, yeah.
If
No.
you said it around him, he would be fucking pissed.
No, that's the thing. My dad, too. My dad grew up in a time, like, when he moved here, he was part of the Great Migration generation. So, like, it was never something that was really used in a familial, like, friendly way. I mean, kind of still amongst black folks, but that's the same as, like, gay people I've heard use the F word. And gay men in particular. I'm not going to sit there and tone police. I don't like it. Like, I don't use it. But I unless it starts to be, like you said, like really thrown around in a way where I'm like, hey man, you know, like I don't feel it's necessarily my place to say something about it. However, it is weird to have that come from a white person when you're just talking amongst other black people for that like tone policing. And I've checked other minorities from using it. I've checked black people from using it if they fucking like find another word, bro. Motherfucker is a great word. Right. Samuel L. Jackson uses it all the time. Yeah. I love motherfucker.
I use it a lot.
I use it a lot.
I don't use the other one.
Yeah, no. She's like, just for clarification, Siobhan does not drop the N word ever.
Like,
I'm not saying I haven't in the past, especially younger, but mostly like singing.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
and so, yeah.
Keep going, sorry. I'm gonna
keep it going, girl. Wait, since you're out there, hey.
What do you need, bro?
We can just pause.
And actually, you know, our dear friend Matt being one of them and being like, kind of delving into more of how can we solve these issues and also like why the Democrats lost. Right. And all of, you know, it's obviously not ideal, but it's also like, they say gave us they told us what they're gonna do in Project 2025, so it also gives us a heads up on how to counter some of this
there's
shit.
Got to be stuff that
there has to be.
We can do to stop it. Like, I can't even. Like someone the other day was like, I can't even believe it, and I was like, the fact that you can't believe it is the part that worries me. Like, like I didn't.
It's the cognitive dissonance that goes along with the Yeah,
and like I thought for real, like I really was like, it'll like work itself out in the right way, and like.
Thanks, boo-boo.
And it just, but I wasn't shocked. Oh yeah, go for it. Whichever.
You want to try Jameson?
No, I still have a little bit in here.
Oh, you're so responsible.
I know.
Okay. Ooh, the seat
are these so comfortable?
They're vintage. Like, thank you.
So cute.
I know. You all wish you could see this room right now.
I know.
Shit, are we still going?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear me pee loud?
No.
So
I swapped out batteries just in case because we were starting to get a little low.
Yeah. So now we're
while you were pooping, we were.
Sometimes I just I pee so hard. I'm like
it just pushes it out.
Not even that. It's just like I know my kidneys are good. My doctor told me so, but like there's like I just like sometimes I wake up. I'm like I didn't really even like drink that much water tonight. And then I go to the bathroom.
Hey, at least it means your kidneys are working just fine.
And it's just like whoa.
I thought I had to pee a little.
My cat comes in and she's like, "You good?"
Just looking at you. You all right?
And I'm like, "Murder." And she's like, "No, honey, like you good."
I love this mix of levity with the series. We were like talking about racial slurs and I do think it's funny though, or not funny in a like scary way where a lot of people are like, it's the end of democracy and da 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 da. Where I'm like, well, we were never a true democracy to begin with.
No,
the U.S. has never. We've had this illusion that we are, right? So
it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, it was a nice little. We were so. I think, and this is the double-edged sort of social media, and this is why they want to ban TikTok or change whatever. and again, I don't do the TikTok, but I wait for the reels to show up a week or two later on Instagram like a fucking adult, okay?
That's a whole other conversation I want to have with both of you.
Just patience.
It is patience.
Because I swear to God, it shows up on fucking Instagram, and then I see it on Reddit. And my girl was like, no, Reddit's first. I'm like,
No, it's the TikTok. It's that one. But it's like, I think, too,
also,
the fact that we're seeing...
like that. That's just how women sound in my head.
Good to know. I learn something new about you every day, Holly.
Every day.
I fucking love it. It just feels so enlightening.
We all just sound the same to her.
Right?
Yes.
Hey, you know what? I'll take it. It's better than Charlie Brown's teacher.
That's true.
Which is how a lot of straight cis men will hear us.
Yeah. They're not listening to this podcast.
Exactly.
The other night,
I'm glad it was that funny, though.
the other night, I was
I'll
talking
take
to
that
one
as
of
a
the
compliment.
bartenders, and he said something, and I was like, "Oh, well, of course, because you said it." And he's like, "Yeah." People just listen to me. I don't know why. I'm like, "Oh, is it not because you're a tall white dude who seems angry all the time?" And he just looked at me. He's like, "You don't have to say that out loud." Like, I feel like I do.
Hey, you know, we've reached a time and a place that I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want about white men.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like,
sorry,
your
not
time is
fucking
over,
sorry.
bro.
I have 3 brothers who are, and I can say it. Oh, that's it. That's another unique perspective. I'm the only mixed one out of my siblings. So
That's so interesting to me.
Dude, I have 3 brothers who, and this is, probably a distasteful joke, but take it as you will. I would call them Hitler's tree because they're blonde haired and blue eyed.
No, Children
They
of the
look
Corn.
like the massive Children of the Corn works, but not that one doesn't land the same for everybody. And when you say it like that, I don't know. I have a fucked up sense of humor. I thought it was funny.
I
Now
think
it's not
funny.
so much all the time, but you got it. It's funny.
I
They
thought
have
it
blonde
was
hair,
cultured.
blue eyes. Yes, you are cultured. You're so cultured. I can tell.
I made a reference to like an early 90s horror movie, so like,
Yeah.
this is white men should love me right now.
Obviously. No, but it lends a unique perspective in the sense that, a couple of them I actually don't really have much of a relationship with, because we were just so separate.
Right.
And so now, and they're, military and all of this shit.
Oh,
and so,
yay.
yeah. Like they were in Desert Storm and in Iraq and Afghanistan.
What are they, like,
and
50?
I'm 34, they are 51.
Dear God.
Yeah, we're very spread out. For the record, yes, my mom is not the same. We're not all from the same. That'd be impossible because my oldest sister is 67 and my mom is 74.
Bitch! I'm sorry. Hold on. I didn't mean it like that. Wait.
You
like,
did. It's
what?
all right. It's all right.
What the fuck? My parents are 14 years apart.
We're in a safe space.
Yeah, safe.
No, but like, okay, my mom is 72.
Yeah.
Oh, I think mine is too.
My
Okay.
my
He's
oldest
73.
sister is 41 or 42.
Because that's not her kid.
No, but like-
But the lack of an age
Wait,
difference.
how old is your...
If my dad was alive, he'd be 88.
Nice.
So like he was actually older than Emmett Till. Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
you did that.
Yeah.
Hey, all y'all. Take a minute. Roll down the windows. Take a deep
Moment of
breath.
silence.
It happened.
Yeah. Well, when my grandmother and all my biological grandparents passed before I was born, so I didn't actually know much about them. But he told me that his mom moved him here to California from Oklahoma because she was afraid he would get lynched, and he was 9 when they moved here. So
After
it's
all that stuff. So wait, how old were your grandparents?
I
mean, sorry. What year were your grandparents born in?
My grandmother, my paternal grandmother, was born in 1920, so she was 16 when she had my dad, and then his father, I think, was born in 1917 or 1918. So I'm really not that far removed from like slavery.
No, my.
Sorry to laugh at that. I'm not laughing.
no.
It's just kind of
Yeah.
When I talk
That
to-
awkward, like,
awkward. Ooh.
when I talk to other like folk who are similar to me, my maternal great grandparents were born in like 1886.
Mm-hmm.
My granddad was born in 1908 or
Okay.
6. We don't know because everybody wrote
Yeah,
shit down in the
and the
Bible.
paperwork was. My dad has 2 different birth certificates.
Yeah, my grandmother was born in 1924.
Okay.
And then it's weird because my maternal grandfather, born in 1908, played in the same jazz club as my paternal great grandfather.
Oh, wow.
That's wild.
So they played at Santa Fe Club in Oakland, California,
Hey.
right next to Esther's Orbit Room, all that kind of stuff. But it's crazy that on one side he's my great grandfather, and on the other side he's my grandfather.
Yeah.
That's just
that is
crazy to me.
wild.
But it's really common in a mixed
Absolutely, yeah.
like world that we live in. I think that's fucking cool.
I think it's more common than people like to believe, honestly.
But like, I have friends who are like, "Oh yeah, my fucking great granddad was like born in 1933." I'm like, my grandma was born in 1933.
Right.
My dad was born in 1936.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and like, I mean, so our all of our backgrounds, regardless of race, are similar because of like geography and political times, and like, especially if you're black, especially if you're Irish, you know. I saw I forgot to grab your check, but
No, it's all right.
I was just like, I know your last name, but like it never registers to me until I saw your check, and I'm like, that is the most Irish fucking shit.
It's a
I've ever.
full-on Gaelic name, bro. Like,
Come on, get it.
People are always like, "Oh, you're from Ireland." I'm like, "No, I'm from Boston." And they're like, "Yeah, same thing." And I'm like, "It's really not."
well, yeah. I
But
mean,
like in our cultures, you have young.
Yep.
And you want them to not have young,
Yeah.
but they do it anyway.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, your great grandma's 46.
yeah,
And you're like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah. I have cousins that are older than some of my aunts and uncles
yeah. I have.
because, like, my grandmother was pregnant at the same time some of her kids were pregnant.
That's true. But then it's also, I mean, I think about it. I have nieces and nephews who are older than I am, and then I have two of my nephews who we grew up like cousins because they're literally like a year and 2 years younger than me.
Well,
Yeah.
that's when
And
you gotta.
they couldn't grasp when we were kids. They couldn't understand why I would only come over with grandpa, and they couldn't understand like, wait, our grandpa is
Your dad.
like you're my mom's sister. That doesn't make sense.
This when you just cut them out. Get the hatchet. You know what I'm saying? Make
No, but I have great nieces and nephews. I'm 34. I tell people that, and they're like, "What?" Like that same reaction that Holly has right now. No, I do. It's kind of wild. I stopped counting how many I have because there's so many.
That's.
I have a lot.
You know what? That's why, like, if God was real, he'd be like, guess what, dude? I'm cutting your shit off at like 41. Like, no
See,
more.
men ain't got no time.
Al
crunch.
Pacino has a fucking 8-month-old.
That
Right.
is that
He's
has to have
83.
been that has to have been IVF. There's no fucking way.
No, she's just young.
I know, but I mean, how like
The
I don't
Viagra's-
want to think about Al Pacino having sex because
I kind of do.
I mean, I'm not.
Oh, this is good.
Him and Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro just had a kid recently.
Oh, hey, you're looking at me.
didn't
They're
what-
close to the
didn't
same
what-
age.
Look at me in the eye, huh?
Yeah.
Talking to me?
Didn't one of the rock and roll guys just have a kid too? Like
Probably.
The rock and roll guys?
Rolling Stones
One of
guy,
these
man.
old fucks.
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger. Didn't Mick Jagger just have a
You
kid
know,
too?
he's probably got like a
He's like,
5-year-old.
I don't know,
No, that was
1,000?
about 5 to 10 years ago.
Oh,
But
okay.
either way, fuck.
And he was also 70, which is not better, but at
I thought
least
he was
can, like,
80.
have 10 years with this
No,
kid.
well,
Al
that-
Pacino's
I got a good 20 years out of my dad.
Al Pacino's 8-month-old is going to be like, Papa?
And he's gonna be dead.
No,
He's gonna be like, he's gonna look like Jimmy Carter on his
no,
birthday.
he's gonna.
You all
be
saw that
saying it
picture,
to a
right?
fucking pile of dust that his baby mama won't throw away because she's like, maybe we can sort it. I don't know.
Nah,
She's like,
she
maybe
won't
we
mind.
can
You know,
sell a
she-
little bit of it on eBay.
Right? She getting that inheritance. She
So
don't
not
give a
not
fuck.
the current girlfriend that has the 8-month-old, but the ex-girlfriend who just turned 30 or some
Oh.
shit is getting $30,000 a month from him. And I'm like, okay.
See, this is why.
I mean,
somebody's
I
gonna
would
do
take
it.
him for
I would not
30,000
take him for
a month.
30 grand a
Here's
month.
the thing.
Just like 2 months, maybe
Yeah.
3. I'd be set for like a year and a half,
I'd
2
be good.
years.
Let me invest
I'm
some of
not
it.
trying to
Go
be
travel.
Disrespectful to lifestyles or
Nah.
anything, but like Al Pacino hasn't
What do they
acted
talk about?
since like 1997, like, and I know royalties aren't shit anymore. So how the fuck
He made millions
Dude,
of
he was in The
dollars.
Godfather.
in the 70s,
Yeah.
No, he's got all those other movies.
in the 90s,
You could tell which ones he did for a paycheck.
Didn't he do one with Zac Efron? That's like the 2000s at least.
okay,
No,
so,
that was De Niro.
and he probably
They did that. It was
made
like the Dirty
$1
Grandpa
million
or
bucks.
whatever.
$1 million between versus now in 1970 is like 99 cents and $1.50. Okay, like shit is expensive. There's no way this motherfucker can, with all his royalties, can do $30,000 a month when he's not fucking.
Yeah, but he's
working.
also produced a bunch of movies. Like he's had other things
All right,
happening.
Al Pacino, we need to see your financials.
Yeah,
I need to know what's up.
he did like he had sponsors. He did commercials. Hoorah!
Hooah! Oh man.
Like, well,
no, I mean,
okay, well, here's the fucking thing.
historical. back-
I'm sorry. Here's the fucking thing. Okay, so
need to
all
know. I
these
need to know.
fucking men who have royalties from barely doing shit, barely acting, they're gonna pay $30,000 a fucking month.
Right.
And then you got people who like, what's that bitch's name? She was an actress, and then she married the Pepsi mogul.
That never. I don't. Pepsi
What?
mogul.
Yeah, because she was like, it's like not Faye Dunaway. It's like some
Faye Dunaway. Damn, you're taking it way back.
I am old.
No, I mean, we all know who Faye Dunaway is.
Is she even on?
No, hold on. You should have a laptop.
I know. Well, there's a monitor right there. I just not hooked up yet.
You got your phone.
You have a computer in your hand.
You're talking about Bo Derek?
So Alfred Steele married
I don't fucking know.
Joan Crawford.
Oh, no wire hangers.
That's way back, bro.
No, but she like
no, I was gonna say no more wire hangers.
But despite all the fucking realty she had, she was fucking broke.
Yeah, she was also on drugs, wasn't she?
She's an insane.
Al Pacino wasn't
She's
like
an insane, abusive cunt.
Am I not? I just picked your tacos, okay? So
I know,
it works.
I know. Thanks, sugar mama. No, I think I don't know. I think it depends on the situation.
My boss just
I also have friends who when I went to Philly a couple of years ago, I went for their wedding. They were both from Philly. They met at the bar I used to work at in San Francisco, the Red Jack Saloon. Go check it out. It's on Bay and Stockton. I will promote them forever.
Are you wearing the shirt?
I am. Actually, I forgot I was there yesterday after work. It was great. But no, they are like 20, 22 years apart. And I mean, they're doing well. They bought a home together. They moved back to Philly during COVID, and that's where a bunch of us went out for their wedding. And I just remember the first time, because I used to work with this chick prior to them meeting.
Okay.
And so knowing her like dating history prior to this, and then, but also, oddly enough, because the city is so small, I didn't know that there was a point in time where I had moved into an apartment on Treasure Island where my then roommate was the dude she moved to San Francisco from Philly with.
Oh, wow.
It was super random. I was like, how? And I didn't know until we had like a fucking house party, and I had a bunch of my coworkers from that same job there. I don't want to give that company a shout out because
fuck them.
Yeah, I don't need to do that. It's a corporate place on Pier 39. I'll leave it at that. There's a lot of them everywhere, and it's not Bubba Gumps.
I love Bubba Gumps.
I'll allude to it. They have a guitar-shaped hotel wherever you go. In major cities. So
I will take you to a Bubba Gump.
All right.
I got friends at the one at Pier 39. Let's go.
And then we can piss on the other building.
For a chain, they are bomb.
They do. And then they play Forrest Gump on a loop. Apparently, they used to do it with the sound on. Oh, and I was like, that's fucking depressing. And also, do you edit it? Because people bring their kids to this shit.
Jenny, would you like some more popcorn?
I'm just thinking of like the New Year's
Jenny's
Eve.
just getting rare.
Jenny's
just getting AIDS in the background of your dinner.
As a stripper.
No, Forrest got the AIDS.
Getting thrown around by the guy who's supposed to be like the good hippie, and he's actually like a woman beater. And they're like, this is what commies actually do.
That's what every hippie in the 60s was. They beat women.
Right.
Every one of them.
My mother was married to a hippie.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Misogyny runs deep. It doesn't matter what your cause is. Yeah, it does for those motherfuckers. Speaking of white men.
That's why I got you those tacos, girl.
Thanks, boo.
You better act right. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll take all the tacos.
Sorry.
This would be a fun editing process for you. Or we cut a lot, or we keep
it's
it
just
all.
Like 30 minutes of me making a fart noise.
It's a whole new demographic.
It really is. You're going to reach all the demographics with all of the subject matter we covered.
So many confused incels and horny lesbians.
Like, which way do we go with this?
And like allies, like, what are they? They're not wrong, but it's not right.
Yeah. Welcome to the craziness that is my mind. Crazy is a relative term.
You're all wrong.
Yeah. I feel like crazy is a relative term in this day and age.
We're moving and shaking.
How you doing,
we are
bro?
back up and running.
Figuring it out.
Yeah. I love you so much.
My mother-in-law is being nice.
Cheers to mother-in-laws.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's dead, and I'm divorced, but
this will be.
And maybe one day I'll have one, but we'll see.
Woo! Mine died right after I left.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that was an uncomfortable funeral.
I'm sure. God damn.
People didn't know I had left. I just told this story to someone else the other day. And I was like, yeah, I walk in and I'm at the funeral, and like her sister-in-law comes over to me and was like, we didn't even know. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, no one knew you left. And I was like, Grandma knew. And Grandma just looked at me and looked away.
She's
like, fuck you, Grandma.
She's like, I didn't want to tell nobody. But also, I mean,
I think my ex-husband really thought I was just going to come back.
Well, I learned more about your backstory when I listened to your episode with Donna.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't know a lot of that stuff. And which, I mean, to be fair, it's understandable. It's a lot of shit, and it's a lot of heavy subjects and things.
I don't talk about it that much. Like someone the other day was like, "You were married," and I was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "What?" And I was like, "What? Like, why is that so?" Like, I was kind of insulted. I'm like, "You don't know me that well. Why is it so shocking to think I was married?"
No, you told me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, things don't work out."
Yeah, he was like, "Well," but they were like, "I can't picture you married," and I was like, "I don't know how to take that."
Yeah.
I can.
Like,
I can.
I'd be well fed.
Right?
I'm a great caregiver.
Be good. No, I think maybe it's just because I don't know. I can't. I mean, that's almost kind of a weird thing of somebody to say. It's like, I can't picture you married. It's like, why? Because you don't think someone would want to marry me?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't know how to take it.
Because I'm so fiercely independent. I think that's
probably
probably the
what- yeah.
latter.
I was gonna say the latter.
Yeah.
Because I think I've had.
Because when I met you,
Yeah.
you're like, I don't need no man.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's not like no. It's hard.
Wait, I just want to go back to that's how every woman sounds in Holly's head.
No, it's just like I don't need no man like long term. Like for a night, guess what?
For a fun weekend.
That's how I was. It's like, okay, get out. Why are you here?
I had a run in my early 20s where I was like, we ain't cuddling home. Like, go,
I have
we're
never
done.
had that run. Like, I want to. Like, I want to, like at one point when I started to start dating, Ben was like, I love that I'm here for your sexual revolution. And I was like, can you let me know when the revolution part starts? Because I'm so frustrated. Like,
he calls me the toaster strudel, and I respect that. You know what?
I want to know. I also want to make t-shirts.
Another one. She been coming out with these fucking quips, bro. I swear to God.
Dude, the touch of the tism is still my favorite. We all have it.
He doesn't know why I like it. I haven't told him this, but like,
oh wait, no, I need to know. Yeah. So how did this name come about?
I know.
He gives me nicknames every week, but he said toaster strudel, like that's the one. And he said, "You like it?" That's all I said. I said, "I like it." But you know why I like it?
Funny.
Why?
Because the toaster strudel is German. Because I'm German.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
And the toaster makes you brown.
I'm
a toaster strudel.
You are a toaster strudel.
She's a strudel.
Sprechen Sie dick, bitch.
I'm going to Germany in May.
I know, I'm so excited
Without
for you.
me?
Yeah, it'll be my 3rd year I go to Germany.
I've never, so.
I've had a couple cousins
different
out
part,
there.
but
We gotta, yeah, I was like, I'd like to go to places before World War III starts.
I don't know if we can make it before Tuesday.
Right.
All you gotta remember.
If we can get anywhere before January 20th of 2025.
Just wherever you
No, I'm
go,
just kidding.
say
Biden's trying to do
fictive.
shit to start World War III.
Wherever you go, just say fictive.
Fictive?
What does that mean?
I love you.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, she's going to tell you some shit.
I don't
No,
There's
I was going to say, I know Scheisse.
Scheisse cough.
my first year I went to Germany. There's video of me bartending behind a bar. I do not remember any of it. I only know it happened because I have the videos of it on my phone.
That's amazing. I've always wanted to go. I mean, I am a quarter German. I've always wanted to. My mom's maiden. Actually, I'm not going to say it. You can bleep it out. I'll tell you guys. It's very German, but I also wonder.
Sauerkraut.
Yeah, exactly. No, Meyer
Jägermeister.
is part of the name though, and I
actually,
wonder.
Dutch.
No, but it's also they came over. She's second generation. No, they're definitely she's German.
Did
and
you not hear
Norwegian.
about her brothers?
No, but like the fuck you.
They're German and Norwegian, and their dad was Irish though.
The way you spell it.
Well, it was so, but also a lot of shit got misspelled or changed at Ellis Island too.
Yeah.
So there's it's spelled
Americans fucking with people from the
it's spelled
beginning.
the same as Meyer, like Oscar Mayer, like
M-A-Y-E-R.
Mayer.
Oh,
Mayor?
Yeah,
Meyer.
but it's pronounced Meyer.
You know, like the hot
So
dog car.
So I wonder.
There's also English. Okay, you know.
Well, no, but I just wonder if maybe they were of a certain cultural and religious background
the
that they
whole
decided to fucking leave before some
the
shit went down.
Prince and King of England, they're all German descent.
Yeah, because they're Saxons. Saxons. You gotta say it ASMR. Saxons. You know, this reminds me of our episode where we're talking.
Vagisil.
You know how you get rid of the smell of a skunk?
Vagisil.
And she said it just like that. That's the exact response. I was like, what?
And I just
I actually almost
wanna
named the
Germany.
episode
I don't even.
Vagisil.
She did. She's like, how about this? Get ready for Vagisil. No, it wasn't even just Vagisil.
It
Get
was
ready
just
for
Vagisil.
my flame, my muse. Wear it every day.
Oh my god.
It's going to be
love
Vagisil with
No,
Danny.
I do really. I've always wanted to go to Germany. I've always been interested in going to Norway.
Do you know that these don't work?
They're just really low. I turn them down before I take them off.
Like,
That way, like, well, that way
thing,
because
you have another tech issue. Fuck.
I turn them down because if I put them on the table and they're like you can hear it, then you could hear it.
That makes sense. No,
see, I actually do kind of know what I'm doing.
I remember telling
not really
this
Don't tell
table of Norwegians that came in when I used to work at a certain place on Pier 39 that again owned by a company that has guitar shaped hotels. Take what you will from that. You all already know this. We talked about it. There's one in Vegas. There's one in Orlando.
I'd love to say that I know what it is, and I kind of think I do know what it is.
I'm just saying, I haven't worked there forever. It's fucking Hard Rock.
It's the one with the trapezes.
They actually have. So we had the trapezes. Cirque du Soleil? I wish. Need some flexible bitches there.
Did you just fall asleep on top of them? She's like,
wow. I go to dance class, ho. I keep my stamina up.
She's like,
okay?
my leg's behind my...
No.
That's why you slept on Sicky Thick.
No, because I was tired. I worked a fucking 16-hour
Wait,
day.
did she just say you fell asleep on someone's dick?
No, I did not. No,
I said Thicky Thick.
Oh.
There's this chick. Then we'll get back to, I guess, the other thing I was talking about.
I'm sorry.
No, have you met us? ADHD. We're on the spectrum, bro. We'll get back to it.
Maybe that's the name of
A touch of the tism.
Maybe that's the name of our monthly episode or whatever it is. Touch of the tism.
No. And I'm drinking.
That's all right. I'm sure the audience enjoys it. And I wasn't even hitting the bong for that. I'm still coughing from the last one. No, so
you guys smoke weed.
You smoke weed? Did you guys get high?
Keep going, sorry.
You guys get high? No, now I totally forgot what I was talking about.
Yes!
No, okay, so, no. I was talking about these fucking
Germans, and now we're talking about
Norwegians, and then we got distracted by the white girl that I was talking to. Anyway,
why is she gonna be white?
Because she's a white girl with a big booty. She just happened to be white. And I said,
my Rice Krispie treat.
Sorry, y'all. We are trying, but we're just having too much fun, and we hope you are too.
We'll cover all spectrums of topics.
I call her my reparations.
Oh my god, I made that joke right after January 6th about myself.
Oh my god.
I made that joke to a bunch of black dudes when I was standing.
And now she's
pregnant.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I was working for this cannabis company, and I was like doing computer work, and all the dudes were downstairs, and it was like, yep.
You notice we have the same nails, though? I noticed that.
We do.
We have the same. Hey.
Same exact thing, yeah.
This is terrible.
It's fucking great. You all are welcome. Enjoy it. You needed a laugh. Here you go.
Oh my god. So I was working, and like January 6th had just happened, and the dudes come in, and they're all like talking about all the crazy white people that just stormed the Capitol and all this stuff. And what my boss is like, Siobhan, you're Siobhan. And I could hear them talking about all the crazy white people. So I was just like, I don't want to come over there.
I don't want to go out. Why are you not calling me? Because they're not thinking Siobhan's going to look like this, okay?
Well,
they're thinking Siobhan is spelled differently. It looks a whole different way.
And then one of the dudes goes, Siobhan, she's super cool. Like, I talked to her earlier. Like, she was super helpful. And he was like, yeah. He's like, well, I don't know why she's not coming over. So finally I walked over, and two of the dudes were like, and did like a jump back. and one of the guys like, dude, your Siobhan is white. And I go, I go, yeah, just reparations. Everyone gets a white girl.
Dead. Oh my god, bro.
Sorry, my people just stormed the Capitol. Like,
that's when xnx.com have their higher subscriptions. Please subscribe now, and you'll get 50% off your subscription.
My boss is just like, oh god, and the other guy's just like, bat, like
promo code Siobhan. It's up to you to know how to spell it.
It's gonna depend on your reparations, though.
Also, promo code Rice Krispie.
Oh my god, I have to.
Fuck you guys.
That makes me think of and I'm definitely paraphrasing because this is not my joke. But I have fucked a lot of white guys. So I know, right? Oh, I know.
White guys do love too.
She don't do that. She don't do that no more.
Let's see what this weekend unfolds. By the way, if you want to see who Danielle fucks this weekend, come to fireside.
He wasn't white. He isn't white. He's Mexican. He's Mexican as fuck.
I don't know. The flash was on. He had pretty pale skin. Anyway, fireside.com.
It's the firesidelounge.com.
Oh, sorry, fireside.com.
Fireside might be something
it might be
different.
Fireside Alameda.
That's for all you fire crotches out there. Fireside.com.
Oh my god.
Fireside
So
Alameda.
Nicole Byer, who I love very much, has this joke about. So she has this special on Netflix called Big Beautiful Weirdo, and I love her so fucking much. Speaking of having a podcast that goes all over the place, her and Sashir Zameda have their Best Friends podcast, which is very similar to what's going on right now.
Or
they just talk. I
haven't listened to
maybe
that.
stoned, but I don't know. But it's fucking great, and it kind of reminds me of like this dynamic.
Yep.
Basically, it does, and they'll take like BuzzFeed quizzes together too to see if they get the same answer. Or
Bro,
like,
I
love it so
cheddar.
much.
Sorry.
Of course you are.
What the fuck?
Or you like choose the dessert that figures out which Disney character you're supposed to be or whatever. But she has a joke in her special where she talks about how, certain black people had white friends who called them a bunch during the protests of 2020 and basically like, how can I be better? How can I help?
Give me money.
Give me fucking money. How many commissions do we need to figure out if we need fucking reparations, bro? Come on. Let's do this.
I didn't mean to ruin that. I just like
No, it's okay. I wasn't there yet.
Give me.
Is that what you tell the dudes whenever we weren't there yet, or just it's never gonna happen?
No, give me money.
Give me money or both. You tell them both.
I'm not there yet. Give me money. Unless you have like mac and cheese.
But anyway, she said she was offended that none of the white men that she had fucked called her during this time. She's like, it's nothing personal. I just miss the feeling of privilege inside me.
But honey, they're not going to protect you.
No, I know. I dated enough of them to know this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Chad's behind me. No.
And I actually did have a roommate named Chad who was from Boston, who was a fucking sailboat captain. No, they all say they're from Boston, but they're like outside or from like fucking Cape Cod. But people don't think that people live in Cape Cod. And it's like, oh. Yeah, and he was, of course, he was a blonde white dude, Chad.
I just want you to know, like, I'm rewatching like Below Deck.
He was
right
hot
now.
though.
Like I'm on season 1 of Below Deck, and there's a Chad, and I'm like,
There's always a Chad on a fucking boat.
I work with a guy named Chad.
His name is CJ, but I think his name is like Chad Jonathan.
Oh, 2 first names. That's
God.
It's bad.
Chad Jonathan. But like, I'm watching season 1. I'm like, fuck.
I gave my number to a boat captain the other day, and
girl.
we were talking a while ago.
Day.
Yep, like 3 days ago.
So
and
what happened was,
oh my
she gonna rock that boat.
Like when he was telling me about what he did, and I was like, "Oh my God, you've been like below deck." He was a boat captain, like in the like islands and all over the world.
So what did you do to him?
Nothing yet. I'm waiting for us to go out on a date first.
Go rock that boat.
Give me your phone. Give me the passcode.
Like here, show me your face.
Oh, I've already said some dirty things. We're down. We're just he's working this couple days. Like
you said white dirty things. Let me say some black dirty things.
They'll be like, "Who took your phone?" That's not how you talk.
Yeah.
She code switches too.
What you talking about? Hair mayonnaise.
Okay, so I only learned about code switching like recently.
Really?
Like in the last I'd say probably the last decade.
That's fair.
But, like
That's
I didn't
recent.
like I do it, but I didn't know I did it. Like I didn't know there was a name for it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, that's right. Because I didn't know you were. I didn't even know you were from Massachusetts when we first met.
Oh, I knew.
Because I mean. When we very first
met,
mind you, I would go
drunk.
see her and Donna and get fucking drunk on a Sunday. So
Yeah.
How do you
That
know?
happens
How
when
do you
you
know a
work with
bitch is
Donna.
from Boston?
I mean,
She will like.
she'll fucking let you know.
No, she will. She will
Usually.
bring you to your bottomest rung with the best insult you've
Oh
ever
yeah,
heard.
that's true. They
like,
are very.
oh.
They're very good about that over there.
She's like, "Oh, those are your shoes? Yeah, your mom bought that because you know what? She's fucking poor as shit. And you know what? Guess what? She can't cook. By the way, love your sweater."
And say hi to your
Also-
mother for me.
Say hi to your mother.
Also, fix your bun. Okay, thank you.
I was trying to
your
explain,
face.
like, I made a joke about Trish, our esteemed
yeah.
city council person.
Oh, we were just talking about her all the way over.
And I was saying how
dry-ass Trish.
I wanted to get T-shirts of her, and someone was like in support of her. I go, no, I know her in the bush. Like,
Oh, I've seen that video. Speaking of Reddit, you can find that on Reddit.
well, they go, though, that's so mean. And I was like, mean? I was like, dude, if we were in Boston, I would have mugs, there would be pins, there would be T-shirts. Like,
We'd have trading cards of different frames. Of
like
the
we
video.
would have laughed her out of the fucking office.
Guys.
I'm like, here, people are still trying to defend her.
Can I just say something real quick?
Of course.
You guys, you all three of us here, we drink
Yes.
hardcore.
Yes.
Drink hardcore.
Yes.
We're funny. We're beautiful. Great.
Yeah.
but that video of Trish.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
Like,
So bad. And no, we're not bleeping this bitch's name because she didn't get reelected anyway.
When is the last time
Thankfully.
you were so fall down drunk? Like honestly, when's the last time you were fall down drunk that you could not fucking figure out where the fuck you were?
Maybe 22 or 23.
I'm gonna say.
I really, but it didn't happen. I mean, I'm pretty functional, which is
Right.
It's a double-edged sword. But I don't know that I've ever been at that level. I've never shit myself. I can tell you that, and that's apparent. You can find the police report.
I have peed my pants.
Stinky.
I have peed on the side of many roads.
I haven't peed my pants since like 2009. But to be fall down drunk.
Right. Oh, wait, so I have a question. Is this because you think, are you going to, do you think she was roofied? Because that's like the storyline?
No.
Okay, if I'm going to waste a roofie. Not to say.
It's going to piss off some of these Me Too people.
I know, me too. But also Me Too. But here's the thing. If I was in a circumstance where I had a roofie and I had an opportunity to use one, which is disgusting, I will say that.
We do not condone date rape, obviously.
I would probably, to be honest with you.
That would not be my first choice.
No, my first choice would be like a overwhelmingly stimulated red fox. Or like, because they're so cute and they roll around so much.
Oh my God, I thought you meant like the old comedian guy, Red Fox. And I know you thought the same thing by that laugh. That's so
No. Also good album, but no. I meant like an animal. But like,
I was like, all right, I was going to go somewhere different, but I appreciate the Red Fox call out.
It's either that or like a very feisty ginger chick. I don't know. It could have been on either way.
My friend's a ginger and she's been roofied multiple times.
Oh, God.
Like, luckily she was with me, but also, God, when she was roofied, she was fucking annoying. She's just like, I'm going to stay up. I'm like, no, bitch, you just have 2 beers and you're passed out. She's like, no, we're going to redecorate the house. I'm like, okay, that's crack. But if I had
We've all done a little bit.
To be fair, if I were going to, like, if somebody handed me a roofie, like, what do you call them, Mickeys?
Yeah.
Mickeys? I'd do it myself.
I always
because once it
but give me more than one.
But once again, I have the great website xnxx.com.
Are they sponsoring you?
I'm gonna have to bleep out their name every time because they're not paying me. Like,
no.
And
once she gets sponsored by one of these things,
and I could
we
just
did
diddle myself all night long.
That is true. That is true.
I mean,
I could just diddle myself all night long, not have any repercussions or fears, but I could go.
There you go.
But you wouldn't remember it because you were roofied.
Do I want to remember it, Siobhan? Do I want to remember what I look up tonight after I leave you guys here?
I don't. Probably not.
What did I miss?
I do have a question. So you think Trish, because like me, I'm assuming that you think Trish was just super hammered.
I think she was.
Did you see the video?
I haven't seen all of it. I've seen a couple clips of it.
I will pull up the video right now. She's
on
her hands and knees.
Right.
And not once in the video.
She can barely lift her head.
Not once in the video she said, oh, I think someone hit me. Oh, I fell down. Oh, I think I was assaulted.
No.
It wasn't until after she was like escorted by the EMS.
Yep.
And word came through Reddit.
Yeah.
Of her behavior.
It's trying to cover her ass.
All right.
When she finally admitted about, I think it was 8 days later.
Yeah. She said, like a mini statement.
Oh, I appreciate your guys' support. Like, I was assaulted that night, and then people kept commenting like, "There's no report of an assault."
Right.
And she's like, "Well, I'm pretty sure I was." And everyone's like, "Well, why didn't you say it to the cops?"
Right.
And she was like, "In my mindset, I was hit so hard in the head. It's like on the pavement when you tripped in your ugly ass." Thick ass heels.
Yeah.
Nobody wears wedges.
And that's that's something that though really is shitty too for someone to use that as like, oh, I'm using this as an excuse. It's like, no, I mean we all see that you have a problem. We know.
No, but
everybody knows.
She's been using it.
And she's been using it. And then I just find that to be most women, a lot of people, especially, queer people, brown people, all these things have been assaulted. Like that's just a fact of life, unfortunately.
We get assaulted.
Well, my next question was going to be like, have you been roofied? Because you just...
I have.
Yeah,
I have been roofied and I fought hella people.
I just got into a casual conversation at the bar the other night about people being roofied, and like the amount of women that were sitting there was like, oh yeah, well this one, and like it was like not even women.
Scary.
It was like two of us were kind of talking, but like I was working, so we were talking. You could hear it at the bar, and then like this woman chimed in, and then this woman chimed in, and then this woman down here chimed in, and two of the dudes sitting at the bar were so fucking shocked, and not one of us blinked an eye that all of us had been roofied at one point.
Yeah. It's way more common than.
And like one of the dudes looked at me, and I was like, "You don't want to ask us how many of us have been raped?" And he just like looked at me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and all of us were just like, "Okay, change of subject now." Like, just got a little too real.
You want to find
like,
something to shut some dudes
And
up, then you bring that up.
They think they're good guys, but like they're seeing like a drunk girl at the bar, and like, oh, this guy's gonna like.
But it's so rare that they intervene. They never question it. And they're like, oh, well, he's just taking her home to be safe. And I was like, well, does she know this guy?
Right.
Is this her friend? And even if it is her friend, how do we know that she's making it home safely? I don't trust it unless she's leaving with another friend that's a chick, to be honest, most of the time.
At this point in time, yeah. But like,
and then even now you have to worry.
But there's also like references of women being your friend and taking you, dude. My first time,
absolutely.
My first time I got roofied was when it was still the Poppin'.
Was that a bar?
You guys
no,
have been here
I have
yet.
no idea what you're
no, I don't know what that is.
It's on Park Street across from, like, I guess it's a Japanese bar now.
Okay.
But it's called the Poppin'.
Okay.
And, it was one of the fucking daytime bars, open at 6 a.m. So a friend and I had a fake ID. The bartenders were either recovering from meth or still on meth, but we walked in with our fake IDs, and
I didn't give a fuck because money.
Money. I just remember because when you walk in, it was a church ward. Now it was Moe's, and now Moe's is closed. But there, like, you walk in the door, and there's a wall. This is like I was 18, so it's like 18 years ago. You walk in, and we walk in. There's a pool table in the back, and there's a guy in a fucking Viking helmet, Jesus, and a sword.
Wow.
Well,
so
Wilkie
was
was
it
there?
January 6th? Right?
No, so this is like 2008.
No, I know. Good Lord.
Yeah, I was like 18 or something, or 19. Maybe I was 20. I don't know. But he's like just swinging around, and like the bartenders aren't doing shit. They're like, oh, that's
insane.
That's Mickey. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Right? So me and my friend Kayla walk in, and we're just like, we had just gotten our fake IDs to work. So the bartender checks them, and she gives us vodka sodas each. She downs hers, I down mine. There's a bunch of guys behind us. And, like, mind you, like, my friend Kayla was 18, skinny, brown hair, tall. And I'm me. I'm chubby. I'm black. I don't care.
You're thick.
I'm thick.
So much.
Go on. She looks at me and she goes, I don't feel good. And I said, I don't feel good. And she's like, let's just walk home. And I was living on Versailles at the time. So we walked past my job at Spies of Commerce. We stumbled into my house, and she went to bed. I went to bed. She had to go to work the next day at Volvo in San Leandro. She's like, I feel like shit. I was like, I feel like shit too, but I got to sleep till 4 because I didn't work till 4. So she called me, and she's like, oh, give me a sandwich from Jonathan's. I was like, bet. So I bought her a sandwich. She's like, I really feel like shit. I was like, so do I. And then, like, she's like, pull up your receipt history or your
Right.
You only had like one or two, or just the one?
Our total was $14. So in 2009, this was probably 3 drinks.
Yeah.
Most.
Right.
And she's like, we didn't walk in drunk. And I was like, no. And she's like, but why did we leave so fucked up? And I was like, it took us years to figure it out. Because at the time, like, at least in our community, like, nobody really talked about roofies.
Right.
I mean, it's still not like widely talked about.
Since I've moved here, I knew there was a dude in like 2021 that was roofing chicks, and I know 3 different women. And Alameda Police didn't really do a lot. And like, like,
sorry, I'm just speaking.
No, and like the women did everything right. The women called and went to the police. They went to the hospital. They went through all of that to like do it. And like both of them picked the same dude out, and the third one did too. And they never really did anything about it. Jesus. We all as bartenders were like, hey, this guy can't be around anymore. Like, we 86'd him and got rid of him. And I like had a conversation with one of the cops about it. Like, I was like, you guys don't give a shit. Like, and he's like, no, we do. I'm like, you don't, because this happened. I was like, and I can tell you 3 different women. I'm like, I'm sure there are more.
Yeah. They've always, I mean, like, in particular, being able to report or trying to report is because a lot of the times, like you said, you know, the cops are either in on it or they're guilty of doing the same shit.
Or they just don't care.
Or they just don't give a fuck. I mean, the amount of untested, you know, like rape kits and things like that there are, it's really because it's not a priority. And if you do go to the cops, then you're treated like you did something wrong.
Why was your skirt so short?
Yeah, what were you wearing? Like, I remember there was a time, and this wasn't a time that I was roofied, but this was a time, not that there weren't a couple of those, but this was a time I was still living on Treasure Island, so I was in the city. And I was walking to the then Transbay terminal. It's now the Salesforce Transit Center, but in that area to take the bus home. And there was a guy who, and if anybody was what she was wearing, I was wearing fucking flannel and like, you know, fully, you know, covered, not out here with the titties out, whatever. Also, it doesn't matter. You can have your titties out. You can do whatever. It doesn't give somebody the right to assault you. Just to be clear for anybody who was fucking wondering. But like, there was this guy who, and I don't know if he was unhoused or not or whatever, that's irrelevant. But I had my headphones in and I was walking down the street and I was smoking a cigarette and he probably asked me for a cigarette or whatever, but I would just, you know, I'm on a mission. I'm not talking to you. I have my knife in my pocket. I would be prepared for walking home, especially if you have cash on you. And even if you don't, which is, you know, again, the sad thing that like guys don't think about. It's like, if you don't have a weapon, then you're probably walking with your fucking keys tucked between your fingers, just in case I'll Wolverine your ass. But like this guy, then I can't quite hear what he's saying, but he's following me for blocks at this point and is shouting shit at me. And by the time I take my headphones out, I said something along the lines of like, he's going to rape me and got me like terrible, terrible fucking things. And I am the last person to go to the cops. I'm not a fan. ACAB, fuck 12 all day. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. But I walked up to, there was a squad car that wasn't too far up the road. And so I walked up to the car, and actually, luckily, it was a female police officer, which, you know, again, not always a guarantee of anybody listening. But he stopped when he saw me talking to a cop. It wasn't even necessarily like, oh, like he expected them to do, but like even just the action of it was like, I'm just talking to you, so at least this guy stops following me because he's been following me for blocks. Right. You know, and so I think it's just really something that, I mean, men don't ever have to think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what did I just see? It was something about like, there was some report that like men could be extinct, men as a portion of the human species could potentially be extinct in, you know, it would be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years, if we're still alive as a species then. But, and then women are just like, yeah, great. And then there are these guys chiming in like, well, who's going to protect you? And they're like, protect us from who? Right. From what? It's you, motherfucker. Yeah. Like,
still choosing the bear, bro.
Still choosing the motherfucking bear all day. And I'd lend it back to something less, you know. But yeah, no. And these are things, this is why, like, as a bartender, and I'm sure you've done the same thing, where you see, because we're always watching people, we're always listening. And so to see, like, if I see a guy kind of making a chick uncomfortable, or even if, I don't know if they came together or not, or whatever, I'm kind of just reading the vibes, I will insert myself into that situation in a way that's non-confrontational, but I'm going to check on you. I'm going to keep an eye on this whole fucking thing, and I guarantee you I'm going to keep an eye on your fucking drink. Yep. Because especially, you know, people meet at bars, it's an online thing. I've done it, you know, and so it's like, again, another reason to do this sort of shit in a public place. Yeah. But again, that doesn't also guarantee safety. And so I think especially as a woman in control of that space, and anybody should be doing this. Men in particular, bartenders should be doing this. But, you know, I want people to know that they're safe in a place. Right. And because it's so prevalent with all of this shit.
Yeah. I had a customer one day that he kept like trying to talk to these women, and they just were like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Go back over there. Yeah.
And he just kept trying. Right. And then this chick, and I did not condone this at all. Yeah. But she turned around and threw a dart at him. Oh, fuck. And like it went right by his head into the wall behind him. And he came out to me and like was like, and I was like, and I laughed.
Like, I don't condone what she did.
He got mad, and I was like, well, I mean, I'm not saying you didn't deserve it, but she shouldn't have thrown it. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, listen, girl, you have to leave. Like, you can't be throwing shit at people in my bar. Yeah. And he's like, that could have killed me. And I was like, dude, it's a bar dart. It's not gonna fucking kill you. Yeah. Like, could it have hurt him? Yeah. In theory, I guess, like,
was that the plastic
you know, someone's gonna shoot your eye out, kid, kind of thing. Like, no, it's the metal tip. Well, but like, but I also like, he was like, I didn't deserve that, and I'm like, you were being a fucking annoying. He's like, I was just trying to be polite. I'm like, the 5th time you walk up trying to be polite is not polite.
Yeah.
Like, she said no. She said she wasn't interested.
No means no.
And he's like, well, I'm like, every fucking word out of your mouth is, but I.
Mm-hmm.
She said no. You kept coming. She said no. You kept coming.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, well, I was being polite. I'm like, that's not polite anymore.
Yeah.
It's fucking harassment, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I got mad. And he's like, well, I'm like, we don't owe you nothing. Women owe you nothing. Like, and I looked at like the other 3 dudes that were sitting, like his friends that were all kind of younger. And I was like, I hope you all hear me too. Like, none of us owe you a fucking thing. No woman has to speak to you. No person has to speak to you. Like, just because you want to talk to us does not mean we have to talk to you.
Exactly.
It doesn't make us rude. It doesn't make us anything. Like, if I'm here with my friends and I want to hang out with my friends, fucking stop talking to me.
I'm here for you.
And he's like looking at me. And I was like,
yeah.
If you're out with your boys and some chick keeps walking over to you, you're going to be upset and you're going to say something fucking mean, right? I'm like, she just threw a dart because nothing else she said was working.
Yeah.
I'm like, plus she's a lesbian. She doesn't want to fucking talk to you anyways.
She didn't want that dick at all anyways.
And he's like, how do you know? I'm like, I know. Like, trust me.
Yeah.
I gave him my number and she's leaving.
Because I think too, right? He's like, here's this. No, a lot of these guys, I mean, it's societal, and it's not just the U.S., but in particular, I think also because our American culture is we've held on to like the puritanical values at the same time, the quote unquote family values, but you could have, X amount of kids by however many wives. But if a woman does it, well, she is a fucking terrible slut. And
if you're a white male, you can.
Oh, best believe. Yeah. I mean, like, and this is not to give, this is about the kind of comparison I can give. This is how people think, because yes, if you're white, it's more acceptable because
if you're fake Christian white, sorry.
If you're fake Christian white or any of these things. I mean, like both of my parents were married 4 times. But
and look at my brown goddess.
Oh, thank you. We got 2/3 of the golden
They made one right. No, I'm kidding. Add that.
Hey, my sisters and my oldest brother, black is beautiful. They're gorgeous. So they we all age well. No, to circle back to all this shit.
Except for those Nazi brothers. They're not aging so
well. I don't know about those. Not my one brother, Matt. He's dope.
I'll be the judge of that.
Hey, he married a Mexican American. His youngest daughter, who's a ginger, speaks Spanish fluently. So they're trying. I
have a best friend who's ginger and speaks French. All right.
No, anyways, I know we're getting off track.
Right. When don't we?
Oh, I know, that's fair. But no, I mean, there is something to be said for all of that. See, now I done lost my train of thought. We're talking about something serious. She came in here, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. I'm glad you got the pee out.
You were probably pooping again.
Probably. That's why the fan is on in the bathroom.
I don't know where the fan is.
I think they told me it's always on.
It's just there.
It's always on.
It's just
I found
the
a
vents,
match.
the ceiling.
I know I need to put I usually have them behind the toilet too, but
Either way, long story short, a lot of women have been roofied in this whole thing. Be aware.
Yeah.
Be aware. And we do joke about these things, but it's also because it's one of those, like, you gotta laugh to keep from crying, right?
Yeah.
And so, because we thought about
I'm on the verge of tears right now.
I know. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's been such a rough day.
I hate everything. Love you guys.
I love you too.
Love you, listeners.
Yes.
Also, if you can, go get tested and share part of your liver, your blood, your kidneys, whatever you can. Go help another human.
She can have one of my kidneys, and she can have.
There you go.
Half your liver.
You can have
take half.
more than
Yeah,
half.
you can take a half a liver, and your liver will regenerate. I mean, maybe not yours because you're an alcoholic, but
Hey, they can do that in a lab now, though.
No, but guess what? Like, mine's not bad.
no, I know. I was only fucking with you.
But it
was a better joke.
I'm been talking
Trying to see those dimples, boo.
I'm talking to my mother-in-law, and I'm just like trying to, like, Tara May's texting me right now. I'm just like,
it's a lot.
It's hard because when I talked to her, she was like, like, obviously she's like doing fine, but like her motor skills are like, I can tell that she wants to like be more like animated. But she can't, and it's hard a little bit to hear her not be who she is. So
We love you.
We love you. We love you, Katie.
I made a joke about someone being a meth head to a recovering meth head today. Does that make you feel better?
I want to hear this joke.
And Katie, when you're listening to this, just know this is my therapy because I can't talk to you right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
and bullshit with your friends, like that's kind of what
helps.
Like I love the podcast because I love that we can be talking about something serious and stuff, and then we can talk about some just bullshit because that's how we talk.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
this
when
is
we're
a real
out,
conversation.
when we're out and we're like you know, like, and sometimes people like I was talking to someone about the traveling and different ways to promote stuff. And he was like, yeah, but don't talk about bars. And I'm like, dude, that's where I spend half my time.
Yeah.
And he's like, people don't like bars. I'm like, okay, then I don't like those people. Like,
yeah, you're like, this is a huge chunk of my life, and this is what's built. I mean,
it's where I found my community. It's where I found my people. Like, you know what I mean? Absolutely. I have such a wide range of good friends and people that I can call or that would show up at a moment's notice because I am connected to bars.
It's true.
Like, it really is. Almost everyone that I've talked to on any of these podcasts are because I've worked in a bar and I've met them there.
Well, that's also the great part about what people don't know about how small this island is that, like, there's a you know, there's a boundary. Mm-hmm. Also, there's a closeness that you have. Like, maybe you're not close to certain people at certain bars because they keep it that way. But at the same time, like, the main bars, the most popular bars on this island, is because as bartenders, we float around between all these bars and maybe didn't work out at one place for whatever reason. And it's not like a detrimental thing to your career. It's just, in the moment, it's not good for you. But then you can, like, come back later and, like, you know, for me, I was an East End bartender. You guys don't know what that means because you're not from this fucking island.
But you can figure out it's on the East End.
But, you know, now that I'm a West End bartender and a West End liver, like...
Resident?
Yeah, thank you.
I like liver.
Liver, I don't know. I live on the West End. Yeah. But anyway, it's like, I knew you, and then... moving to the West End, which is on a far trek, but at the same time, like, there's a
difference in the culture a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, if you think about the way, like, the world works, is like, you can be from England, but if you're from the South Side and you're from the North Side, you're assholes to each other, even though you're both English, and then you make it global. It's like, well,
yeah, it's like a tribalism.
Yeah.
I hate it.
People are so like, and I don't like when people are like, oh, like, you don't seem like you're from Boston. And I'm like, oh, have you been there? And they're like, no. I'm like, then how would you know what we're like?
Yeah. People
like, because you've seen a stereotype?
Notion. Absolutely. I mean, like, I had now granted, I had the buffer of going to this portion of North Carolina and visiting with white people. So it was probably a different experience I would have had if I was with somebody else. But I'd been to, like I said, I've been to Philly. I plan on being more traveled, and I definitely need stamps on the passport. And again, coming up on what the next 4 years is like, I'm going to see as much of this motherfucker as I can. But I had, you know, definitely a preconceived notion of the South, and it's such a vast area. Like, not everybody is the same. It's like looking at California, and as a lot of people do, which is the most populous state, and being like, oh, they're a fucking monolith. Right. We're all weed smoking hippies. The fuck we are. If you go to the Central Valley, baby,
meth.
It's meth,
meth,
but it's meth. Is that your Mike Tyson impression after methage? Methage. Oh, poor Mike Tyson. Whatever, he got paid.
That's why he didn't swing as hard.
No, he's also 58, bro.
He also is a murderer.
And I could swing that hard. I
plan to still be the motherfucker who can throw down. But no,
let's do a
but there is a let's go. Apparently the women's bout was more exciting anyways.
Yes, it was.
But
plus for your bout, I'll buy the Jello. Or pudding. It's your choice.
All the beans were out.
Let's go.
Well, if we're going to have a lady
I'll get
fight.
the kiddie pool. Let's set it up. Be like fucking old school.
I mean, we could do it P. Diddy style and do it with olive oil. I mean, baby oil.
Did I tell you?
Going to Costco and buying a flat.
Danielle, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but
we're good.
Like, Sandy actually ordered olive oil.
I do need some.
And when it was in the dry storage,
it's good for your hair.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And Sandy's like, it's going back tomorrow. I'm like, what is the P. Diddy party?
Oh my God.
And she was like, shut up.
She's like, don't talk about what we do up in Grass Valley.
I love how Diddy's in prison and Trump's our president.
I know. They should both
How many white parties did Trump go to of Diddy's? Or none, because he's not like a party.
How many did they plan on Epstein's Island to get?
And Elon, he's like, fuck Kamala, she was there, AI. And he's like, but then like, anytime anybody posted him at Diddy's party, he just blocked him.
Yeah. That's why he bought Twitter. So he could control the...
I'm pretty sure you and I, all three of us can buy it right now. It's like more shit.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty sure we probably can't.
How
I don't know, maybe I won the lottery.
Coin do you have? Also,
did I win the lottery on it?
I know, actually. It was like, Kirkland, did we win? No, I didn't notice this until, because when I first read it, because every time I open the news, there's some other ludicrous fucking appointment that he's decided, like the guy who's the Fox News host, who's appointed to be the head of the Department of Defense, which is fucking insane.
Guess what? You know how to code, right?
I mean, in MySpace days, yes.
It's the same shit.
Sure.
Anyway,
I can copy a URL that
at
somebody
the end
else
of
created.
this,
Absolutely.
You're gonna take a picture of my butthole, and you're gonna be like, "This is a new."
Crypto?
This is the new defense secretary.
Yeah.
And you're gonna call him Elmo.
I like where this is going. Okay.
I mean, actually, we could just get like Oscar the Grouch to be our defense secretary.
yeah.
I feel like we'd probably be okay.
All for that.
Just
actually,
put my buns inside of a trash can on AI, and
let's just do that. I'm here for it.
and Trump's like,
You better.
I did that.
Yeah.
Not to make it political, but for fun.
No, that's the world we're in right now. Let's make it fucking political. That was part of what we're going to talk about. How we're supposed to
when we get there.
get through these fucking. Because I'm still going to say only next 4 years. I mean, if you'd asked me 8 years ago if I thought the motherfucker was going to win, I would have been like, haha, no. And then I remember working on 2016 election night. I was still living in San Francisco. I was managing this place that doesn't exist anymore, but I was on Polk Street. And
Wine bar, rye bar?
No, rye bar's in the TL. This was a place called Buffalo Theory. And it was next door to the Cinch, which is the only gay bar left on Polk Street. And I love it so much. Okay. I love the Cinch. And so it was me and a bunch of other women working that night, two of whom were also like queer women. And so nobody was there because it was election night, and it was so... now, granted, and I have to say, I didn't vote for Hillary. I wrote Bernie in. I could not, in good conscience, vote for Hillary. She's a fucking war criminal, too. They're all trash.
Every politician is.
Yeah, for the most part, they're all pretty shitty.
No matter who you vote for, they're war criminals.
Any president. I mean, like, I was so stoked. I got to vote for Obama the first time I got to vote, and I was like, oh, this is great, And now I'm like, oh, you were bombing people every 30 fucking minutes for 8 years. And, like, it was cool because we used drones. We didn't have all of these troops on the ground. But, like, and I had friends who lambasted me for not voting for a woman. You had a chance to vote for a woman and you didn't do it. And And I just said, in good conscience, I couldn't. Right. And that's really, in my opinion, I don't think that it's a wasted vote if you're voting for what you truly believe in, regardless of whatever. That remains to be seen about, fascism. But it's two wings of the same shitty bird. Like when you have, Kamala saying she's not going to change her stance. She's going to be, this administration 2.0. Well, I would say more of an acquaintance. I wouldn't necessarily refer to him as a friend. I'm not going to name drop because it is somebody who goes to the bars regularly, but a white liberal straight man. And I remember bringing up, and these are just facts about Kamala's record here as the DA of San Francisco and the AG of California. And I voted for her for the Senate because I was like, I was still kind of blind to a lot of shit. And now that I've gone more into her record and how terrible she fucking was and how many people she kept behind bars for fucking weed, and all sorts of just bad stuff. I'm not going to go into like individual things. I could, but I'm tired and y'all can fucking Google it. So that being said, I was like, well, she's not going to change anything. I called it. She lost Michigan. Right. I knew she was going to lose Michigan 2 fucking months ago. They told her that. And, how do you square people being like, oh, well, Trump's going to be worse, which, I mean, obviously he's fucking trash. This is not a just like talking shit about Kamala and all this stuff.
They're not trash.
But right. All she did was move to the right. Like, having the Cheneys endorse you is not the fucking flex you want for your base.
Well, so for old Democrats, when it really...
They're Republicans.
No, now. But when it was literally, tit for tat. And,
they just went super right.
In a weird way, it's like, yeah, okay, so I'm going to endorse my party no matter what. So, Kamala, her that was her flex because she's an old school...
She's a cop still, too.
I know that. But, for old school Democrats, it's like, oh, wow, these people we hated for 40 years is not getting endorsed by the person we hate. And it doesn't work that way. And the thing about it is there's too many corporations who are just rubbing that. Yeah.
after Citizens United, it really like just fucked a lot of shit. Because it means, corporations count as people. They can contribute as much as they want. Whereas if you as an individual human being contributes X amount, that could be a problem. But these corporations
But then how
could
come
just blindly
Elon
do it.
could? Oh, because he did it
was
as a
doing it
corporation.
but he was giving to
owns
people.
half the world.
That is also true. And that's the thing. Starlink, his internet satellite thing is like, what, I think half of the satellites that are orbiting
also,
right now?
you gotta remember,
it's fucking insane.
Everybody who needs to remember that he's not this fucking genius that he...
Nope.
First of all, he's got...
Bought it.
He bought it. He didn't even buy it. He bullied his way into buying it.
Yeah.
And his own father called him out on his bullshit. And then his father played into it because his father realized that he was making so much more money if he just played in Elon's shit. Elon Musk is autistic. That's fine. He's high functioning autism. And he's also a billionaire. And so you have to weigh these two mental factors in. There is what do they call it? The billionaire psychosis, I think.
Oh.
Where you're so rich that you just cannot think about somebody.
Because you're just a sociopath.
Yeah. you basically turn into a sociopath.
Yeah.
And then, I can't remember what it's called. And then there's like the autism part where like things have to be your way. And like the two conjoining things is not great. And that's what Elon is.
Yeah.
And to a T, that's what Trump is. But I can't even say that.
He's more of a showman, I think, too. Because
also,
he even knows how to...
Well, because he's been performing for so long.
It's supposed to be about alcoholic history, but also like...
or why we drink.
Why we drink.
I feel like we've kind of covered that. We talked about rape. And
I know. We're covering all sorts of things.
But they're also... They're rich enough, but they're not smart enough.
No.
And so they think they're doing the right thing because what they're doing is they're saving their own assets.
Yep.
Elon Musk was a Democrat. Donald Trump was a Democrat.
Yep.
And when they realized that they couldn't, quote unquote, care for the people and keep their money, all of a sudden Republican, because Republicans, they do have the lower IQ. That's why Mitch McConnell is still in office, because like, he's going to do right by us.
He like runs unopposed. A lot of these congressional seats and Senate seats run unopposed too. That's a big thing that people don't think about. This is why your down ballot races are so fucking important.
And this is also why alcohol...
It's helpful. It's fucking helpful to get through this shit.
When you have an IQ over 100.
Yeah.
And it's why it's detrimental when your IQ's under 100.
Now, I will say, and this is also true, there are a lot of fairly intelligent people. I mean, obviously, if you look at at least the collegiate pedigree, not saying that like W got into fucking Yale on his intelligence merits. Let's be clear. Daddy built a library and then they got
Sucks and dicks.
But like things along the lines of, there are a lot of people who say that they're a Republican. I mean, all Republicans and Democrats who run this shit. George Carlin has a great bit, look it up, about they all go to the same country clubs. These are all in the same circles because capitalism, especially American capitalism, the way that it exists, only exists based on the subjugation of other people.
Right.
There's no way for it to function the way that it does without that, because that's how it was designed in the first place. And so, when I mentioned that we were never a true democracy, I mean, Black people didn't get the right to fully vote until the 60s.
Right.
So, and even then, now we're bringing back, we have redlining, we have gerrymandering, we have all of these things. We're bringing back, like, you can't give water to somebody standing in line in fucking Georgia, right? Like, that could get you thrown in jail.
Because you might vote against my white privilege.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then who's going to bring me my mayonnaise?
Well,
if you're hydrated, how do I get help?
Well, it harkens back to the idea of race, too, in this
French.
country.
It's an aioli. Yeah. If you would just
they don't know what aioli means.
If you would just do yourself a favor and just read what mayonnaise is based off of, you would understand that it is an aioli and that is French, and we are cultured.
You sound like what's his name, John Kennedy from Louisiana, who actually sounds like a completely different person if you listen to his campaign speeches before he kept getting reelected, because this motherfucker went to like he went to some Ivy League, and then I think he did a study abroad at like Oxford, and then he realized more
did he
of what
Madonna?
his base was. Yeah,
Hey,
he realized more of what his base was, and so he switched his accent.
I'm sorry.
To sound more like what you're doing.
Do you
now.
not pour Coca-Cola over peanuts? Because
It's
first
Pepsi.
of all,
if you in the South, it's Pepsi, girl. They
okay,
don't fuck
first
with
of all,
Coca-Cola
we all
down
call it pop. And second of all, if you do not do that, I feel like you don't know what a rocket is.
To be fair, again, not everybody in the South.
Not
Because
everybody
I
in
know
the
some
South.
of y'all are trapped down there, and you just this is
I
what
will
you get.
give
I'm
you
so
the
sorry.
money to get out, but first of all, it is Adam and Eve, and it is not Adam and Steve. But also Steve. First of all, Steve had a friend. I think his name was Greg.
I think
And
his name was Greg.
He wasn't really in the picture, but he got the
Speaking
job.
of poly things,
He got the job done. And first of all, nobody
Peter
really
did.
hates Greg. He's just kind of
He's
there.
there.
And when Greg's there, I mean, my wife's happy. I'm not mad, but to be fair, I'm not sure who invited him to this party. But guess what? The ribs are moist, cornbread's baking, and my rooster stopped clucking about an hour ago. So here's the thing about
So
that.
your cock's not working anymore?
No, it stopped clucking.
Wow.
Anywho, Greg, I appreciate all
I
your
love this bitch.
I appreciate all your hard work. And Bitsy, she does love you.
Oh my god.
But at the same
But
time,
still, stop voting for assholes.
why?
Yeah. It's against your own interest. You know what? Because they've been taught.
That's
Because they've been taught. Also, fun fact for you from the South: the banjo wouldn't be here but for West Africa. You're welcome.
I know that. Also, Bela Fleck, go fuck yourself.
What? Who?
I didn't hear what you said.
Are you serious?
I didn't hear who you said.
Bela Fleck?
Bela Fleck.
I don't know who that is, and
he
now I feel like I
fucking
lost
took-
my invite to the cookout.
He, this
I
white,
feel like did I lose my black? Just know what the fuck
no,
you're talking
this white man went to Africa
about.
to perfect the banjo playing.
Oh.
And all the Southerners like, Bela Fleck's the fucking banjo player of the world. I'm like, but he went to Africa to learn how to play the fucking Bela Fleck, B-E-L-A.
Southern cuisine wouldn't exist but for, enslaved folks. There's all these,
Bam, bam,
all these things.
Ozarks.
Ozarks.
That bunch stuff happened
What?
because y'all thought.
I don't know where we're going with this one.
I don't really care.
We're off on a tangent.
Should we wrap this tangent up? This podcast might just need to be called Tangent.
It might be. It might be. No, but okay. So also the reason that people vote against their interests is
Because they're stupid?
They're kept uneducated on purpose.
Oh, yes.
But also,
Does nobody? Oh, I guess they do not know that. They do not know that.
That they're uneducated or stupid? No, I don't think
They're
stupid knows
literally
stupid.
burning books again, bro. Like this is a fucking.
Well,
thing
first
that's
of all,
happening.
my oven
and
does
America
not
as a
work.
country is pretty fucking illiterate.
I don't know if you know this, but my oven is so cold. And when I talked to my governor, he said, well, how many books do you have about them woke peoples? And I said, what do you mean the woke peoples? And he said, if you burn them books by them woke people, the fire burns hotter and your family stays
think we lost her.
warmer. And I said,
I think we lost her to the bit.
and I said, what do you mean? And he said,
Hi,
like,
come back to us.
what do you want me to do? You think it's not true? I got family in the South. And
I mean, every black person whose family's been here for more than 200 years has family in the fucking South.
But they believe that if you do not burn the books, you will not have a furnace.
Oh, man.
What? You have to...
By the way, I'm related to the Jacksons.
Which Jackson?
Like Michael Jackson?
The Jeffrin. I'm drunk.
The Andrew Jackson?
The Andrew Jacksons.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I am too.
I mean, my last name, Well, I mean, my last name was McCormick, like the fucking Spice Company. I mean, people are like, "Oh, are you related?" I was like, "I don't know. We're probably picking this shit." Like, I don't know where else. How else we got the fucking last name,
fact,
dude?
You can edit this. So fun fact. So
I think there'd probably be some editing of this.
so fun fact. So whatever our last name is right now is actually not what our family's name was. So my last name's Sibley.
Yeah.
It's English for old surgeon. I do not know. I do not know how my family became the last name Surgeon, but I do know that I was owned by the Norris family.
Oh, shit.
And it's funny because my dad was the captain to 2 black sergeants.
What was the last name, Norris?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But here's the thing, like, once you left the plantation, which my mom told me, is you kind of took the name of whoever was not whipping you, but cared for you. So my last name is probably Norris by English standards, but I go by Sibley because that's my last name. So you're McCormick. And yes, McCormicks do have the spices, but there was probably a branch because...
Well, with ours, according to, and this is, word of mouth, obviously, because... All the mouth. Because you can only trace it back so far, but... According to my dad, from what he was told, was that, Massa had a quote-unquote favorite. And so they had sons. She bore him sons because, rape. Bring back that happy subject. And so after they found out the Emancipation Proclamation was passed, a few of them left the plantation but did keep the last name. And then...
So did we.
Yeah. But it wasn't like it was because it was either that or you have a lot of freedoms, right? I mean, like 85 to 90% of the people in this country with the last name Washington are black.
Right.
That's how many fucking slaves George Washington owned, everybody. You're welcome. And Thomas Jefferson. And
he didn't even fuck him. He just cummed on their leg because his penis was so small.
Well, it wasn't his fault. He was just coming through every 30 seconds.
He just said Martha.
He called all the slave women Martha.
Fair, his wife was a virgin because his penis was so teeny.
Yeah, never broke the hymen.
That's the worst.
Damn.
Guess what, dude? I have so many kids. Never broke the hymen because my pee-pee's so small.
That might be a t-shirt too.
All right, let's start the actual history of alcohol.
The actual podcast that we've been trying to record for 3 hours.
Let's just start that now.
Oh my god. Oh, it is about 3 hours, huh?
Yep.
Let's start.
We might have to do a take 2.
I have to feed my cat. Let's start the actual.
She's like, hold on. Oh man. I'll let you start. I gotta pee.
No, you pee. I gotta pee. Let's start the actual podcast.
Good God.
Of alcohol, and I'm not gonna be sad anymore. Okay.
Okay.
We'll make it brief-ish.
No, we'll make it a couple hours.
It's fine.
She's
gonna edit this motherfucker together.
This
whole
podcast
process
was us being like angry women in the Bay Area. But this next podcast is going to be about
angry women in the world. I woke up this morning.
Our next podcast is going to be about bartending, how to handle
part
clients. I just to be fair, you can record this. I don't care. I think my girlfriend's coming home. I'm not sure. She's very sick right now. I talked to my mother-in-law. She was very positive about this. But to be fair, I might not see my partner for another month.
Oh.
And it's eating him up inside.
Of course.
But she told me, she said, "Hey babe, you're a good person. Come see me when you can. Do your thing." I don't like doing my thing when she's not there. So let's just have a fun podcast. It's not necessarily about... We can make our first podcast a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
But let's just talk about bartending and how it is to bartend, because there's a possibility. I might not see her in 6 months.
Oh. We'll figure it out. And we'll all be here to help and support however we can. And we'll all go get tested and see what we can give her.
Mm-hmm. So far it's positive, but...
That's scary.
Again, she told me to do this tonight. I wouldn't have done it if she didn't tell me, but...
Oh. I had no idea she was so sick, Holly. I'm sorry.
It's only been a couple days.
Well, know that you do have a support system.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And so is she.
Absolutely, yeah.
Guys, this is just like a few like weird emotional things.
Of course.
It's been a long day, dude. It's understandable.
She told me to go have fun. I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah, of course.
I do apologize.
No, don't apologize for having feelings.
Yeah.
We thank you for feeling comfortable enough to share it with us and to be letting us, and letting us be here for you.
Let's just have fun, okay?
All right.
Yes.
Let's get you another Jameson and you can both pee and then we'll...
She pees first, I pee
All right.
All right. Let's do this.